Greetings, my friends. This is Byron Warren. Those of you that are new to my channel, please make sure you subscribe to my channel, click the notification bell, and make sure you leave a like and a brief comment if you would like to continue to hear more of these great positive messages that we continue to release to you on the mindset is key. And make sure you share this to any of your social media platforms. That way your friends and people that are close to you can get a chance to get in on something that's so positive is what we're bringing to you in my channel. So I want to talk with you today about goals. We're going to talk about goals because it's so important that when we hear people say, "Oh, it doesn't take all that," you just really don't have to spend all that time with those goals. You just, it doesn't make sense. I've had people tell me, "Byron, I've been doing just fine without writing anything down." Well, what if you knew that setting goals, you can reach your max potential in your lifetime by simply making goals? Give you a brief illustration. There was a survey taken a few years back where these people interviewed this class, and it was 20 people in this class, which was 20 years prior to their class reunion. Well, what they did 20 years prior to that, they had asked for the students to write their goals down, and 20 years later they had a reunion. True story. And everybody that wrote their goals down were either wealthy, they were financially free, they were in good standing, and believe it or not, the goals that they had set for themselves, they had either reached them or they was right in arm's reach for achieving them. So just a side note there, that it's so important to write your goals down, and you got to commit to it. I mean, it may take 5 years or 10 years, but you're gonna have to do the things that you normally would not do. And the reason that I know it's proof to work, because I've been writing goals down since the beginning in my time as I got of age, and things that I wanted to do. Even though that there were rough times in my life, I still believed that certain things could happen. But somewhere you got to get to a place where you can tell yourself that I got to do something different. Because if you think about it, if you get the same results day in, day out, year in, year out, well, it's 100% chance that you're doing the same thing until you begin to make some adjustments and make the decisions you need to make to get those things rolling in your life. But we're going to dig into this, and I really want to make sure that we spend this time, and it's so important that we can dig in the goals. And I'm going to not only share my take on it, but we'll look at several others that had something to say in this particular thing with goals. But again, I want to say thank everyone for subscribing to my channel, and those it's a new channel, we're just getting going, but thank you to each of you that have subscribed to my channel and have hit that notification button, so when you get the new content, you'll be notified for a great, powerful, motivated message that will complete that day for you, or give you some type of insight that'll keep you going on the route that you want to go on. The purpose of goals is to focus our attention. The mind will not reach toward achievement until it has clear objectives. The magic begins when we set goals. It is then that the switch is turned on. The current begins to flow, and the power to accomplish becomes a reality. Now let me share that with you again. The purpose of goals is to focus our attention. The mind will not reach toward achievement until it has clear objectives. Did you get that? That's where the goals come in. That's a clear objective. You want to do this by this time next year, or you want to do this in 5 years from now. But you're gonna have to take the steps before you can see the reality of a thing, and make sure that your mindset is set in a perspective where you can receive the things that you are working towards to better your life. Okay? So the purpose of goals is to focus our attention. The mind will not reach toward achievement until it has clear objectives. The magic begins when we set goals. Okay? It is then that the switch is turned on. The current begins to flow and the power to accomplish becomes a reality. Get that part. The power to accomplish becomes a reality. Now, if you notice very carefully that there was a goal set, and then as we went a little further on, the goal was accomplished. But if you notice, there are certain steps that must be taken into consideration for you to begin to receive these things. Okay? Mark Twain said it like this: there are those who travel and those who are going somewhere. They are different and yet they are the same. The success has this over his rivals. He knows where he is going. That's your goal. You got to know where you're going. Robert Collier said it like this: the first essential, of course, is to know what you want. To know what you want. I mean, how many of us go through life and just, I want this, I want that, but you don't have that no. Like, I really know what I want, and I've set the standards and I've set up things to a road for me to get there. And most people don't set the road for them to get to what they want to achieve because there's not a goal set. It's just pure, I just want this. But you got to begin to make this your daily thing. You got to tell yourself every day, I got to get there. Okay? Jeffrey F. Albert said it like this: the most important thing about goals is having one. You see the difference? Okay? You got to have one. I mean, if you're in that same position and you said, I want to do this, and you never got nowhere near reaching it, it's because you didn't make the adjustments that you need to make in most cases. Earl Nightingale said it like this: the big thing is that you know what you want. Let me share that with you again. Earl Nightingale said it like this: the big thing is that you know what you want. See, you got to know it. I mean, it's easy to say, oh, I want this, but you need to know. I mean, indefiniteness of what you want. Napoleon Hill said it like this: there is one quality which one must possess to win, and that is definiteness of purpose, the knowledge of what one wants, and the burning desire to possess it. You got to have that desire. You got to really have it. And sometimes I did it personally. You have to separate yourself, okay? And then you begin to do the work. You begin to do the work, take the necessary steps, do what you need to do, because if you pay close attention to yourself, you will guide you into the area where you need to be, you see, so you can complete what you're doing. Ben Stein said it like this: the indispensable first step to getting the things you want out of life is this: decide what you want. Make a decision today. Say, you know what? I'm going to do something I didn't do. I'm going to set some goals. And I want to make sure you understand this: your age does not determine the outcome. You must determine the outcome by the mindset. You got to get your mind geared. They show it all the time. You see people 70 and 80 years old jogging, riding bikes, going back to school, accomplishing goals that people told them somehow or another that they couldn't. But now the world has understood that you can do anything you want with the correct mindset. Marshall Fox said it like this: in whatever position you find yourself, determine first your objective. Determine that thing. If you're tired of being busted mentally, you're tired of that same old, make it. Determine your first objective. Determine, if, just say for an example, I'm going to just use this illustration. I don't smoke cigarettes or nothing like that. It's just an illustration, people. Please understand, it's just an illustration. If you decide to quit smoking, okay, and you done went through Nicorette patches and programs, and once the pressures of life hit you, you find yourself going right back to that path. Well, don't you know, if nothing's been done differently, you'll continue to go that same route. And most people don't do anything different. That's where the relapse comes in. That's where you hear a person say, oh, I was doing just fine till I ran across such and such, or I seen one of my old friends and we got together and then we started. Yeah, well, that's the perfect excuse, because that's what everyone does at one point in time or another. But when you can decide to say, hey, that's it, that's nobody's decision but yours. That shouldn't turn your friends away from you if they're truly your friends. If you make decisions to make your life better, and the people that were with you in the beginning, and then you begin to make these adjustments and these changes, if they were truly friends, they wouldn't turn their back on you because you decided to give up drinking, or you decided to give up whatever it was that you were doing. That doesn't make you an alien. That doesn't make you something different. You just made some choices for you. Okay? So Paul G. Thomas said it like this: until input, thought is linked to a goal, purpose, there can be no intelligent accomplishment. Let me share that with you again. Until input, okay, thought is linked to a goal, purpose, there can be no intelligent accomplishment. See, you can't get it without taking the necessary steps. So often we live in the age of let's get it done quick. No one wants to do the work. No one wants to be patient in the time, and it's going to take work. That's just like drinking for over 30 plus years. You guys hear it all the time in several of my messages, but I had to be in a place, okay? I had to be in a place where I knew why I was doing what I was doing. How did I do it without going to rehab, some physical clinic? Not taking that from anyone, but I just did it right on my own with the conscious work, with the effort and the things I was doing, which you're hearing live. The mindset is key. When I came up with this concept, the mindset, I knew the day that I would get my mind set on where I honestly needed to be, where I honestly wanted to go, things begin to move in that direction, people. And I'm telling you, the universal laws are no respect of persons. Anyone can tap into the power of the universe to do the things that you need to get done. But there are steps you're going to have to take mentally to get there. You're going to have to cut that negative input off. You're going to have to get to a place where you're doing things different. Okay? John McDonald said it like this: set definite objective must be established if we are to accomplish anything in a big way. A set definite objective must be established if we are to accomplish anything in a big way. And if you notice, there has to be a definite purpose, which is an objective, must be established. Okay, so now you set the goal. Now you need to establish, you need to root yourself in that. If that's just making daily confessions, if it's just getting up with it on your mind, but you must speak these things into existence. You got to get to a place where it doesn't matter if somebody's laughing at you because you're in a corner having the greatest moments of your life. It's not enough to just say everything is fine, or I'm going to stop now because I think it's almost here. No, you don't want to stop when you think it's almost here. Matter of fact, you don't want to stop when it does get here. Okay? Robert J. McCain said it like this: there is no achievement without goals. Scott Reed said it this one step, choosing a goal and sticking to it, changes everything. And again, I want to leave you with that, but I want you to understand the power of setting these goals. And again, peace be with you. Make sure, if you haven't, like, subscribe to this channel, share it. If you want to hear more on this subject, leave a comment below, and we'll be glad to hear from you. Positive input motivated message because your life is your life